In the last video, we created the request spec like this way so that we can reuse this thing. Same way we can also do for response also. For response, we can also create similar type of thing, but it should be like response specification. So let's see how we can do this thing and how we can reuse the code again and again later. So I'm going to add a new interface, which is response response specification. So here is the response specification. I'm going to select it, and then after that I'm going to type response spec, and then I'm going to type new keyword, and here we need to type response spec, then there will be spec builder, so this one. And then after that we just need to add the method which we need to add, which we can add for each of the test cases, like this one. For example, I'm going to type it here like dot expected status code expect status code. So here for each case we see the status code is there, right? Status code. So we can actually create that thing. We can use the method expect status. This is the expect status code. Okay, so for example, the expected status code is like 200. Okay, like that. And then after that we can also set the content type. At it is mostly producing like JSON data. We can also set that expect then content type. So this is the expect content type. Here we can use this one, and this is JSON. Most of the time we find JSON data, so we can type like content type dot JSON. Okay, so you can type like this, content type dot JSON. And then after that we need to add a method which is called build method, right? Build like this way and like this. Okay, now it's gone, the error are gone. So here like request we created response specification. Okay, now we can use this thing. So I'm going to jump to this then block, and here I'm going to add that thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a dot, and then after that we have to call this call this thing response spec like this way, like a spec. So we have to use a spec, and here we see a spec is there, and then we have to add the response spec. So here response spec is there. Okay, like that. Now we can actually remove this part of the code. Okay, so we don't need it anymore. So I'm going to remove this thing, and the code will be reusable. So like this we can use it. Now we can actually call this method, not method, this field basically, to use that. Right now the code is not that much modularized, but when we use this thing like 10 different items or 10 different test cases, then it is very useful. Let's see one other thing. So for this case we are getting 200, but for other case we may not get 200 success code, right? So at that time we can like create different success message or multiple response spec for each of the success, right? For example, this is for 200. Okay, so I mentioned like 200 like this. So here I will have to use like 200 because we are getting 200 success. If we are using like 400, then we have to use other this line of code again, but the name will be response spec 200 400 like this. I'm going to show you one more time. So here we just need to get this thing. So this is like for 400. Okay, so in this way actually we can customize this thing based on our own need, but for this case we are using 200 like that. Now we can further modular, we can divide the whole program again. So in the next video we will try to do that, and after that we'll finally apply the testing framework later, not now. Okay, so that's it.